I have yet to give an opinion or talk about Colin Kaepernick at all. I don't have any videos on him. I don't have any podcast segments on him. I have stayed pretty much 1,000 miles away. And I've stayed 1,000 miles away because to me, the story is really not, it's not even sports anymore. It's become politics, social beliefs, religious beliefs to some degree, how you feel about different aspects in society. It's become everything except what team is he going to sign for. That just has become, it's become a sub factor. Like it's people talk about it, but that's not what the story's become. So I've stayed away from it. But I will take this time to address it, and I'm not addressing it. I'm going to address it on all fronts because too many people take the Colin Kaepernick story and they're like, okay, you're either with him, you're against him. You know, if you don't believe in what he's done, then you're clearly for police brutality and white supremacy. If you believe him, then, you know, Black Panthers and the whole 9 yards. So let's break this down on I want to touch every single subject about this because I haven't talked about it at all. What he took a knee for the police brutality that was happening, for the always racial tension that is in America and that has outlashed itself and has become I hate to say a bigger factor, but it's popped its ugly head up more often than not the last year or two. Completely agree with. In terms of what he's 100% in the right state of mind to want to stick up for that. And I believe if you truly want to change something, he's gotten criticism for not talking, and yet that's one of the things I think he's done very well, is that if you want to spread this message, not one person is going to be able to spread this message by themselves. You've got to be able to put it out there, and you've got to get other people talking. You've got to get other people involved. You have to get other people on this train of yours. And for that, he has done an excellent job because he has started a conversation. Other people have kept the conversation going. This kind of issue, not only in America, but just in general with people in society. Like I said, one person will not change it, but someone has to turn the key, and that car is now moving. And for that, my hat's off to you. That was a very good thing. That's for social part of it. For the should he have a job? Yes. Not for the reason that everyone else tells you, for him being blackballed or him being mistreated or owners not liking what he did or him being too much of a distraction. The fact is, Kellen Clemens and Dan Orlovsky have a job. Kellen Clemens was, the last time Kellen Clemens was in the news was for the Jets quarterback competition pre-Mark Sanchez. I want you to think about that. The last time he was in the news was for the Jets quarterback competition pre-Mark Sanchez. Mark Sanchez has already gone to 2 title games, busted out, butt fumbled, another team, and now a backup on the Cowboys. Kellen Clemens has shown he cannot play. Dan Orlovsky was on the 0-16 Lions. Take that for what you will. Because there's guys like that in the league, 100% Colin Kaepernick is a better quarterback than them. 100%. I don't doubt that for a second in my mind. Is he a starting quarterback? I think you could make the case on some teams that he might be the 31st or 32nd best quarterback, and that would entitle him to a job. But that doesn't necessarily entitle you to a job because age is also a factor. Like the Browns might not have a better quarterback at the moment, but they have DeShone Kizer, who is young, is unproven, and if the lottery has shown us anything, young people love it, and it's unproven is the wrong word, but it is a mystery to us, and it is a surprise to us, and it's something that can be great. So there's teams that have young quarterbacks that might not be as good as he is now, but have higher potential, have higher ceilings, so that he doesn't fit what they're trying to do. I really don't buy the whole, oh, well, he's got to be in the right system, because I've never bought the system quarterback crap, because it's a bunch of crap. You can play or you can't play. Yes, do certain plays and certain schemes fit your style of play better? Absolutely. But no one's ever sat there and told someone that he can't play because he throws a better corner route than he does a slant route. That doesn't happen. So should he have a job? 100%. I agree with the statement he made as far as the societal statement, and should he have a job? Part 3. And this is the one that I'm not even going to say I have the exact answer for, but I think it needs to be stated, and I think it needs to be known, and I don't think it is well known. There was one team that stood behind him when he stopped standing. That was the team he was on. The San Francisco 49ers publicly came out, internally, let him start. They had his back, and they publicly had his back. They released multiple statements saying, he is our player, he's on our team, we're behind him, we support what he's doing. Supported him so much, it was, I believe, by week 5 he was starting. Now, part of that was because Blaine Gabbert's not good, but supported him enough that even though the rest of the media at the time and a lot of people were criticizing him, especially when you bring in what sitting down during the anthem means, because that's more of, some people get that as a, oh, you're disrespecting the military kind of thing, or just disrespecting the country as a whole, and they kind of just completely overlook the issue. But you got one team that backed you up. And how do you repay them backing you up? You get your contract restructured, then opt out, and then now everyone's crying why you don't have a job. Like I said, I'm not going to say right or wrong. I'm all for player mobility. I'm all for players trying to capitalize on their worth because they have a short career span. But if I'm going to sit there and make, for this example, make an ass out of myself, like if I go to a bar and I'm going to make an ass out of myself, and the only people that got my back in that soon-to-be bar fight that I'm going to start are my 2 friends, I don't leave my friends at 2 a.m. I don't sit there and give them basically a middle finger and say, bye guys, thanks for the help, but I'm leaving. And Kaepernick kind of left the 49ers high and dry with that situation. And they didn't get a new quarterback. They didn't sit there and get to take back their public statements. They didn't get to sit there and take back defending him. So yes, I do have an issue with that. If you only got one guy on your side, only got 2 guys on your side, you make sure you're real good to those guys. And as much as I am for player movement, trying to capitalize, it is a very capitalistic risk environment when you opt out of your contract. When you opt out of your contract, no one legally has to give you another contract. You bet on yourself that you will get another contract. And because, whereas I congratulate on the social aspect of not talking and letting other people carry the statement, as far as in football terms, because he has not made a statement or he has not come out, he hasn't said anything in over a year. I think if I'm an owner, the reason why and there's only 32 guys offering this job. Let's remember that. There's only 32 guys will go and give you this job. And one of them you just left. So 31 guys realistically that will give you this job. If I'm an owner, if I'm a boss in general, you don't bring your religion to work. You don't bring your politics to work. You are supposed to compartmentalize and leave home at home, family with family, and work is work. Not saying if there is ulterior motives for the owners and they truly dislike what he was kneeling for, then that's a different story. But because I don't know any of the 32 owners, and most people don't know those 32 owners, I'm not going to speak for those 32 owners. But if I'm just a boss, I don't need everyone's life story or their stance at my place of work. If I'm Colin Kaepernick and I'm a fringe player, meaning I am 32, 33rd best quarterback and 32, 33rd best quarterback in the entire country, but there's only 32 spots. And like I said, you just left one. And I've got to try to work my way back in to getting a new deal. And maybe I have turned some people the wrong way. Because the one thing that's great about this country is you're allowed to protest and support that all day. But someone can protest your protest. So if you're ever going to protest, you have to deal with the fact of there's people that are going to support you, that believe in your ideology, that believe in whatever you're standing for, but there will be people that don't. And with that aspect, you have to be willing to talk. If you're simply trying to be a social justice warrior, if you're simply trying to fix a social injustice, no, you do not have to talk. But if you are an employee of the National Football League, if you are an employee of one of the 32 owners, they would like to hear you talk. They would like to hear what you, they would like to hear, not just have your girlfriend who's a radio host use her very loud voice and spread a message, because that might not be your message. And even if it was your message, if there's only 32 guys giving out this job, your girlfriend calling them racist probably doesn't help you get rehired. I don't know about you. I've never been able to tell my boss off and then think, oh, he'll want me back tomorrow. That's what I'll do. Everyone thinks their boss is a bleep bleep, but no one ever goes up and tells their boss, hey, dude, you're really being a today. That's just real world fundamentals. There's so many aspects with Kaepernick. And like I said, I've avoided the topic because I just sat there and went through about 4 different aspects of the topic, and only one kind of involved actual on-field production, actual on-field sports storyline. So to recap, so my words don't get twisted here. Agree with the stance that he took in terms of what he was fighting for. Agree that he should have a job, even if it's a backup, because there's guys that are worse playing in the league. The stance of the owners not wanting someone to bring their religion or their politics or other beliefs or other stances to work. And that this whole situation is not just a black and white situation. It's not just a I'm with him, I'm against him. There's a lot of factors that go into this kind of thing. But the news would never tell you that. People would never tell you that. They just want to sit there and shout and scream and say, this is what happened, they're being this, and it just becomes one-sided. And it's not a one-sided story. Like I said, I agree with the stance that he took or behind the stance that he took, but I don't agree with all the actions he's had since then. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. YouTube, SoundCloud, and iTunes. Also, don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. If you'd like to see more videos, click right here on my chest, and I will see you guys next time.